probably more than once. And he's one of those people that cares about people, and his main goal in life is to make sure that everybody he comes in contact with succeeds somehow, some way. He wants them to be successful, and he wants them to dream big. He's been involved with DRI for several years. Matter of fact, he basically introduced Dean and I to DRI many, many years ago. He's been a huge supporter of this organization. He loves what they do, and he loves to hunt. And if you've been on one of those quail hunts or dove hunts, you know what I'm talking about. That's a passion of his. So let me introduce you now to David McBurnett.
Straighten this up a little bit. I want to thank Holly Holmes for inviting me to say a few words tonight about DRI, which DRI is something very special in my heart. I want to thank Kelly Young also for allowing me to come up here and say a few words. I'm not really accustomed to public speaking, so you're going to have to bear with me a little. First, in full disclosure, I will tell you that my wife Lisa and I do not have a child living at DRI. And we do not have a relative who lives at DRI. But one of our best friends and our partners in business, James and Kelly Hansen, do have a sister who lives at DRI, and that's Robin. Beautiful Robin. And as Kelly and James will proudly tell you, DRI has been a blessing to Robin and has been a blessing to their family. I first became aware of DRI as an invitee to a celebrity quail hunt in Abilene, of course. I spent my high school years in Abilene. I attended Cooper High School back in the 70s and had a lot of fun experiences there, and I had a lot of memories there. So when the opportunity came to go up there and hunt quail, I was very excited about it. I wanted to go back and see Abilene. And I like to hunt quail. I can't remember the year. It may have been 2000 or it may have been 2001. I'm not sure. I can't remember. And that's not really important to me. I do, however, remember the experience. I remember the experience beyond the camaraderie and fun of chasing quail out on the Bucknail Ranch through all that cactus. There was a lot of cactus. But what I remember most about that event and the things that I have carried with me was, number one, the loving, friendly folks at DRI. They were all smiling and they were all so happy. They were genuinely excited to see the hunters. I remember the incredibly devoted staff. They went out of their way to ensure that every hunter and every supporter who was there had a really good time and had a good hunt. I remember the generous volunteers, especially the landowners who donated their land for us to hunt. I remembered the guides who brought their dogs and brought their vehicles and their ATVs and carried us all over those ranches while we hunted. And then I remember a couple of the celebrities who were there. Chuck Yeager was there that year, and I remember Larry Hagman, JR from the show Dallas, he was there. And then there were all the great supporters, all those guys and gals who came up there to hunt quail and to support the mission of DRI and to support the beautiful folks. I also met a very special leader there, Dr. Norman Dozier. That was a very powerful meeting for me. Speaking of Dr. Dozier, it is said that a person's true wealth is measured by the number of people who can honestly say their lives have been made better by knowing that person. And by that measure, Dr. Norman Dozier is an incredibly wealthy man. Now, I am not a doctor, I am not a psychologist, and I will tell you, though, I have some beliefs and I have some understanding about human nature. And this is what I believe. It is human nature that as we become adults, we want to live independently. I know this from my 4 kids. Lisa and I have experienced it. They want to be independent. And I know it from my own experience. I also know that it's human nature as we become adults to desire to be productive and to desire the experience and the absolute joy of meaningful work. Nothing nurtures a person's self-esteem and their pride more than doing a job well and receiving a paycheck. I know this from experience. I also know that it is human nature to desire community, to desire friends, and to desire a healthy social and spiritual life. To have dreams and to have aspirations and to want to grow. That's all human nature. Intellectually challenged adults, the folks at DRI, these beautiful folks, are endowed with this same immutable human nature, just like the rest of us. Those are the things that they seek. Every day, the folks at DRI, notwithstanding their challenges, get up in the morning with energy. And they get up in the morning with enthusiasm, and they get up in the morning with excitement. They're eager. They're eager to celebrate their independence. They're eager to see their friends and roommates at breakfast, and they're eager to go to work. They're eager to contribute. They're eager to learn, and they're eager to grow. They're just eager to let their light shine. But you know what impresses me the most about the folks at DRI? They are not victims. They rebuke the notion that they are victims. These folks are courageous. They are hardworking. These folks are loving and caring. These folks are survivors with dreams and aspirations, just like any other adult. They want to live productive, contented lives, just as we all do. And DRI provides the folks with the environment where they can do just that. I'll quote you the mission. You're going to hear it many times tonight at DRI. DRI exists to provide exceptional care and contented lives to intellectually challenged adults in a Christian environment. Ladies and gentlemen, you ask me, that mission statement right there is a very humble understatement for what this organization does. Now, I want you to indulge me just a couple more minutes. I want you to do something for me. I want you all to take a nice deep breath. I know you're a little tired after eating, but take a nice deep breath, and then I want you to close your eyes with me for just a minute, just for a moment. And I want you to imagine with me that you have a loved one, an adult child, or a relative who is living at DRI. I want you to picture them in your mind, laughing, smiling, enjoying their work, enjoying their music, enjoying their independence, and enjoying their interaction with their friends and with the staff. Just picture it in your mind. I want you to visualize them taking responsibility for their work. See how proud they are of the work that they do? It's amazing. Look, they're folding aprons for Centos over here. And look, over here, they're putting documents in the shredder. Oh, and today is a really special day because they get to do the stuffed pepper bites for the Perini Ranch Steakhouse. All of that is meaningful work to them. Look, over here. They're rehearsing a new bell choir, a bell pepper song for the upcoming Christmas pageant. Just look how happy they are. Can you feel in your heart the relief? Can you feel in your mind the relief of knowing that your intellectually challenged child is living a contented life, surrounded by friends and a staff of dedicated caregivers and providers and teachers? Isn't that wonderful? Can't you just see it? It's just wonderful. Now I want you to take another deep breath. And nobody closed their eyes the last time, so you got to close your eyes this time. Close your eyes and imagine this. Imagine that you were not here tonight. Imagine that the team at DRI is missing. And oh my God, imagine that DRI doesn't exist. Where is your loved one now? Ladies and gentlemen, in order for DRI to continue to carry out their mission, they need our help. Many of the folks at DRI have outlived their family's resources. You've heard that before. And many of these adult children will outlive their parents, and that is something that was, totally unexpected. The folks need our support so that they can continue to live those contented lives. We, together, must all spread the word of the mission of DRI. We need to tell our friends, and we need to tell our business associates, and we need to tell our co-workers about DRI. We need to invite them to this dinner next October so that when we come into this room or wherever we're at, instead of 300 guests, we've got 500 or 600 guests. If you like to hunt quail or shoot or just socialize with like-minded people, attend one of the West Texas Dove Classics or attend one of the celebrity ultimate hunts. Or just drive up, like David said, to Abilene and go visit the campus. See the DRI mission in action. Meet some of the folks. I can tell you that the entire world right now, ladies and gentlemen, is looking for a worthwhile cause. We all have friends and associates who would love to support DRI, if only they knew the mission. So please, 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 find it in your hearts to help DRI continue the mission. Thank you.